right, welcome back.
Hey.
To Chatty Caveman on a Wednesday. We usually record this on Wednesdays and put it out whenever we can. I'm John, joined here by my brother Brian, obviously. We're going to get to last week's results and this week's picks. But first, I have a couple of questions for you, Brian, and also for any listeners that want to comment on this. I would like to know, as far as your viewing habits, what are you watching? Where are you watching it? I'm older, so I watch on a TV and I watch on my phone. But a lot of people are watching on laptop. A lot of people aren't even doing streaming services. I know my kids, they hardly ever watch TV unless they're with me. They watch, and they're in their 20s, okay, except for one who's 18. But they're watching on the laptop. Everything's on the phone, everything's on the laptop. But are they actually watching like a streaming service? Because my kids really don't watch streaming services. I'm watching
What do they watch?
Because sports, I'm watching
watch
traditional things.
TikTok and they watch YouTube?
They watch clips, you know.
Like, but on what platforms? TikTok, right?
TikTok,
and
Instagram,
YouTube. And YouTube.
A lot of YouTube.
Those are the three. Yeah,
those are
YouTube.
the three. But I have every streaming service that I'm bouncing back and forth from. I'm getting into this other thing with my kids where they got me watching anime. And I'm bouncing back and forth to all these platforms.
Right, like there was when you say a platform, I'm just thinking of an app. Like
A
one app
streaming
I
platform.
had. Well, okay, so like Crunchyroll was
That's
one.
the one I was going to ask everybody about and ask you about specifically.
I only did that because it was like Spy Family was something that my kid wanted to watch.
Right.
So, and apparently that's like, I don't know, popular. And I guess even like older kids, like I think even one of your kids watched Spy Family at one point.
I know.
I watched it with her, but it was a pain in the ass, and I didn't want to buy another subscription.
Well, I'm watching Promised Neverland with my daughter on Disney Plus. I watched Attack on Titan on Hulu, and I'm watching the new one.
You watched 120 episodes of something. Let's not embarrass you too much. We'll say you did it in a week, even though it's probably less.
It was about a week. Attack on Titan.
And I'm just saying the amount of time, like you'll obsess, like you won't. I still say you don't sleep enough, but yeah, okay.
I sleep plenty.
I'm sure.
For me, I sleep plenty for me.
For you.
But I'm watching that, and now I'm getting into this genre a little bit. And now, I'm like, okay, there's kind of cool things about this genre that I'm kind of getting.
Anime? Genre.
Yeah. So I'm watching a lot of different sides of it. So the kiddie stuff, I'm not really getting, but like,
why would you?
Right, but my
What do you
daughter's
mean
trying
kiddie?
to get me. Some of it's just a little bit too
like
Pokemon-ish type of thing. Yeah, I'm not looking for that type of
right.
stuff.
I got you.
But Chainsaw Man is a little bit
a
a little bit rough.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are a little. It's kind of bloody and brutal.
So I was bloody and brutal. Yeah,
and then some of them are darker. There's a new one out on Netflix. It's just only 8 episodes, but it's done by Zack Snyder. Twilight of the Gods, so I'm watching that. But I'm wondering if I should get Crunchyroll, if there's some good stuff on there that's kind of in the adult anime genre. So if you have anything, just leave it in the comments, message or something, anything you could do, because I'd like to know, because I'm just watching it. I'm actually just a big kid. I watch a lot of this stuff.
You are.
So
and you've got a lot.
Crazy.
You've got to have a lot of patience to do that too. You'll keep on watching shit just so you can prove our niece wrong. Like you watch 120 episodes of something just so you could say, oh yeah, well I watched it all too, and guess what, I didn't like it because this and this and this. And she's a sweetheart of a girl, and you're just gonna go, this is why you're wrong.
I actually talked to her this week, and I told her that I watched this show. She told me that this show was the best show ever. And I said, as an anime? She goes, no, it's the best show ever. So in order to prove her wrong at the dinner table next time I see her, I watched every episode. It's a good show. It was good. My son really liked it too. He was getting behind it, and I'm like, I got to prove you wrong. But
the best show
it's
ever.
It's a personal opinion. That's why I love when people say
course.
it's the best show ever. I can always argue that.
Of course.
And unfortunately, I'm too much of an arguer.
Right.
That's it. If you want to leave me a comment or anything, just let me know what you're watching and on what platform or where you're watching it. I'll give it a shot. And now,
oh, by the way, did you watch One Piece? Like
now, I watched the live action one, and now my kids are like, you got to watch the other part, which is like 2 million episodes. It would be like watching it for a year. They're like, you'll catch up. And I'm like,
how many
no.
episodes really? Hundreds?
One of them, I think, has 1,000 episodes. Like literally, it's been out for years and years and years and years.
Okay, yeah.
So
no, let that one go. Good.
But we're going to move on to last week's football, and we're going to start with Thursday night, which to me, it was the game of the year. Tampa Bay 30, Atlanta 36. It went to overtime. It had everything. It was a back-and-forth game the whole way. The way it ended was incredible. And
oh, yeah, with that one guy that...
The guy who scored the touchdown in the overtime has only made 2 receptions in his 6 or 7 year career. He's been bounced around from team to team. He's a special teams player. He catches the ball. Guy drapes over his shoulders, flips over. He runs the extra 20-something yards between 3 defenders. It was nuts. The entire team tackled him. I thought they killed him. They tackled him in the end zone. I thought he was dead.
because they
jumped on him because they wanted
celebrating.
overtime and there was
It
no.
was like they carried him out like Rudy.
Yeah.
So Atlanta, man, oof.
I think there's a lot of things going their way right now. They still got to contend with the Bucks.
All right.
We're going to go to the second game of the week, which is in London.
There you go, Jets, Minnesota.
The Jets 17, the Minnesota 23. Minnesota beat the Jets, I think, bigger than this game showed. I don't think the Jets did anything. I don't even know if you know the news. Yesterday, the Jets fired their head coach.
You are kidding.
No, he's gone.
Guess what? Wait a second. So you think that was like Rodgers doing?
The owner's the one who said he was doing it. Rodgers denies anything, but rumors had it that the week before, Rodgers took his arms like in a movie and cleared off his desk and said, "You're taking my calls and my game plan away from me over my dead body," or something like that. So
I heard that too. I heard something about a swiping desk.
Yeah, he was asked about it in an interview pregame last week, and he just chuckled and said, I don't know what you're talking about," with a smirk. So this is the Rodgers way. But I told you a few weeks ago, when Rodgers pushed Salah away after he scored a touchdown and Salah went to go hug him and he pushed him away, I said, there's a rift there that nobody's talking about. There's something bigger brewing. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it was because he went to Egypt in the offseason instead of going to training camp, even though he was coming back for an injury or whatever. There's a lot of backstory in there.
I don't know the story, but he certainly comes off looking like an asshole often.
Yeah.
He might not be an asshole because I don't know. And all,
He's had a lot of media attention, negative, a lot of things with his brother in the past and his family. Whatever that is, that's personal. But on the field, he rubs people the wrong way, and right now he's at the age in his career where he's blaming everybody else, and maybe it's just a little bit of a slip-in for Aaron Rodgers. He's got a rocket of an arm. I don't care how old he is. He could throw that ball like a laser, but he's not accurate as much anymore. Mm-mm. He can't get out. He was getting sacked. He was getting killed, and I'm sorry. I replayed it for you. He looked like he was faking something to get out of the game, and then suddenly they got the ball back and said, maybe I do have a chance to win the game.
Right.
And they came back, and that's the game where you want him to do well. And he threw a terrible pick at the end. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Next game, Panthers 10, Bears 36. The Bears were favored by 4. They destroyed this.
Destroyed them with a rookie again. He continues to, even though I don't know his name, he is impressing me.
Caleb Williams.
There you go.
He was on Hard Knocks this season. And they were following him, and he had so much pressure. I've never seen a quarterback be able to take that TV stuff and then turn it into victories. It typically doesn't happen. The crazy thing is, he's still not the best rookie quarterback this year. We'll get to that game in a minute, which is now. Next game, the Browns 13, the Commanders 34.
Oh!
Jaden Daniels, Commanders quarterback, is running the league right now. He could do no wrong. Right now, sign him up for every commercial you can. He should be nationally everywhere. He's breaking every rookie record so far.
Really?
I'm going to jinx him because he's going to get hurt this week, but he's breaking every rookie record so far.
Good to know. I'm getting the information for my picks later. Next game is the Dolphins 15, your Patriots 10. You wanted those Patriots to beat the Dolphins. And they were in my original tease.
Yes.
We're going to talk about this?
Yeah.
My 4.
This was your 4. This is the one that you missed.
That fucked me on my 4.
This was the one that screwed you on the 4.
Yeah.
You missed by 1 point on the tease.
Yeah, so I got 3 out of 4 on the tease. Go on.
I can say the same thing last week. Okay. The Colts 34 and the Jaguars, who I said were done finished 37.
37.
Both of these teams.
Big game.
Flacco actually brought them back in that game. They looked pretty good. It came down to, at the end of the game, it was just some turnovers, some unfortunate things. The Jaguars pulled one out. I still don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. Next game, I got this totally wrong. The Bills 20, the Texans 23.
Wow.
Now, the Bills lost 2 in a row. But the bigger controversy is, what the hell? I showed you clips.
Yes.
What happened to Allen? He looked like he was unconscious.
Yeah, of course he did.
Now, they turn the cameras away right away. They surround the player on the ground with as many people as they can so you can't stare at him if he's struggling. The NFL does not want that. But the pictures, before they got around him, Josh Allen looked like he was knocked out in a boxing ring.
Absolutely.
He hit his head and he was down. Face down, knocked out. His left wrist was bent underneath him.
His eyes were closed.
His eyes were...
I mean, come on. So what then? Nobody
came back in the game.
I know.
How the hell did they let all this other bullshit, protocols and whatever, he came back in the game.
Right.
a few plays later because they had a chance. That is, if anything, that's just so hypocritical on everything else that's going on. They had a chance to win that game. It was an important game for them. They lost 2 in a row. They're slipping in the division. The Ravens and the Bengals is another game of the week that I literally rewatched it. It's on NFL Network. They replay almost all the games. I rewatched it. The end of that game with 8 minutes left, they're down by 10. Next thing you know, they got a chance. It goes to overtime. Ravens should have never won this game. The Ravens pulled this game out of their ass. The Bengals, they have shot themselves in the foot quite a few times, and they got an interesting game this week. So I don't know if they're going to bounce back mentally from a game they had in hand, but in a game that there's no way you should have lost this game. They had this game at home in Cincinnati.
How long did you say the kick was? That he missed, that they pulled the ball?
Oh, here's the best part. It was 50. Okay. But here's the best part. The announcer, right before the Cincinnati Bengals guy, gave him the biggest jinx ever. Not only did he do it once, not only did he do it twice, I think he did it 3 times. He said, oh, he hasn't missed this year yet from beyond 50. So you go, oh, shit, they just screwed him. And then he goes, he's made 14 kicks in a row. And you go, oh, shit, are you doing this? You got money on this game? What's going on?
Shut the hell up.
I was like, are you serious? As soon as he kicked it, he missed. Because he missed. I felt so bad for the kicker, but I had the Ravens, so that was good. Bro, you had the Ravens on a tease. You didn't even need it.
Nope.
The next one, I told you about the Raiders having turmoil and controversy.
Yes, you did.
With their wide receiver.
And I still went with the Raiders, didn't I?
And now they...
I picked them.
No. You picked Denver. You covered. Okay. I got you right here. You picked Denver. I went back and listened to all your picks. You were funny as hell.
I didn't remember to.
The Raiders 18, the Broncos 34. The Broncos beat the shit out of the Raiders to the point where they benched their quarterback. They benched Gardner Minshew. Denver, who has been not a great, fantastic team, they barely beat the Jets. This week, they beat the Raiders. The Raiders are in such turmoil. You can't trust anything that the Raiders are doing right now. The Broncos covered easily. The next game, all right. I made 2 of my teasers, and the last game, the one I was the most confident in, screwed me. I went 9-4 this week with a push. Brian went 8-5 with a push. Those are actually good records. 8-5, 9-4 with the spread. If you're a few games above 500 with the spread, that's all with the spreads. That's not including teaser picks. This fucking game killed me, okay? The Cardinals, in the last minute,
the Cardinals.
It was a horrible pick, turnover, Purdy thrown up in the air. They had it covered until the last minute of the game. All he had to do was not turn the ball over, and they would have won that game. And I would have won my teas. I would have been happy. This happened 2 weeks in a row. And 2 weeks in a row, it's the last play of the damn game. It's frustrating because it's just looking at money going, yeah, money, steak dinner, woohoo. No, nothing. Shocker of the week to me was that the Giants went to Seattle all the way on the other side of the country, and they won 29-20 over the Seahawks.
They showed up.
The Seahawks were favored. Geno Smith fell down a little bit. That was a troubling game. I'm a little confused by the Giants because I don't know how they pulled that one out.
You should be. But then that's why the bookies make money.
They make a lot of money.
It's very confusing what happens.
Your game that you teased, the other game, which was the last game that you teased, the Packers 24, the Rams 19. I told you it was going to be a close game, but I thought the Rams were going to cover the spread.
And I went and I gave Green Bay, right?
And you got Green Bay, and you actually added.
I gave them points.
Yeah,
and
you
they
gave
them
points,
winning, right?
So they were actually a 1.5 point dog in your book. So you won that
gave
one.
Them, yeah,
so you went 3 of 4, and you won just as much money as I did.
Right.
0.
Exactly.
So.
Well.
So that was it. But the Packers, actually, they looked pretty good. The Rams, they're broken. They got so many injuries up and down everywhere. If they get anybody back, they'll be a solid team. To contend with the Packers the way they did, the Rams just have nobody. They're an injury report is just a laundry list. It's unbelievable.
They need the second string to come alive. Get some, that's how stars are born.
Yeah, but that's the fatal mistake. Oh, the next guy standing is just going to step up. There's a reason why they're the next guy.
I know,
they're not the guy. But when you have a super stud, they got 2 in the Rams. They got Puka Nacua and they got Cooper Kupp. You don't have either one of those guys, and then you're coming in with a 1B or a 2.
Throwing a couple of studs playing second
but
string.
That's all they had to get to as good as they were. They needed both of those studs. Now they got nothing. They got a running back. That's what they got. Next game. Holy shit, the rain that came down in Pittsburgh, that game was delayed. I think it ended at after midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Cowboys 20, Steelers 17. I'm happy with the result,
Yeah, I picked
even though I
Dallas,
hate
yeah.
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Now, the Dallas was your number,
My fifth
your fifth teaser. So you would have got that one.
Yep.
Okay?
I would have got 4 out of 5 if I just
You would have got
stopped.
4 out of 5 if you stopped there. So you
Right.
didn't know where to stop. That's the problem. You know where to stop. You
Yeah.
want to tease all the games. And the Steelers, Tomlin said one of the best Tomlinisms I've ever heard afterwards. And I tried to quote it to you and I got it wrong. And when I got it right, it was even better.
Yeah, because the wrong one made
The
more
wrong
sense
one made
to
more
me.
sense than the right one. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said,
You can't paraphrase. You should get this right.
pretty close, okay? He said, some people are drinking wine and other people are just stomping grapes.
Exactly. That
Now,
was it.
the first thing I said was, some people are making wine.
No. Some people are drinking wine. Some people are.
Some people are drinking wine is what he said, and some people are stomping grapes. And I'm like, so people are
wait.
drinking and other people are... And I said, some people are making wine and some people are stomping grapes, which means you're just at different levels. Some people are just trying to make wine and some people are actually succeeding. He said some people are drinking wine.
Right.
And some people are stomping grapes. I'm like, oh, so some people are drinking wine, like the kings and the queens, and the rest of the people, the fiefs of the fiefdom, are just down there. The serfs are just down there stomping grapes for him. I don't know.
Okay.
It was
do
great
like
though
him.
when he said it. It was amazing. It's all over the internet. You should watch. The last game of the week, which was brutal.
It was annoying. I
Saints
saw what was
13,
going on.
Chiefs 26.
Mhm.
Derek Carr, I don't know what's going on this week with the quarterback. He got hurt. You had this as your sixth tease.
When did he get hurt?
He got hurt in the second half. I watched a little bit of this game. I kept going back and forth. I was so frustrated with the fact that it looked like they brought back the running back for the Chiefs, Kareem Hunt. He had some serious abuse issues to women, and they brought him back. He rehabbed or whatever he did. He's been on a couple different teams. They brought him back. He's been out for a few years. They called him up and said, you want to be on a practice squad? And now he's starting because Pacheco's out. He's a stud. He's an unbelievable. He was then, but he got kind of blackballed in the league. But they brought him to the Chiefs. Said, okay, Chiefs can do no wrong. They bring him back.
Right.
And
Hey,
he's barreling over
if he's
people.
rehabbing and doing whatever.
Yeah. It's just a tough thing because
Yeah, it is.
with a number one team like the Chiefs. If it was a lower team, get shit on for bringing back certain players. The
Right.
Chiefs aren't getting much flack for
Right.
bringing back because they're still gonna win.
Yeah.
They're still gonna bring you the power.
And they're fighting for that. I mean, talk about. I mean, I get it's something to root for. I mean, there's only been. I looked it up the other day. It's like I guess there's been 9 teams. 9 teams have won the Super Bowl twice in a row. Twice in a row. Yes.
Nobody's ever won
and a
3.
couple of nobody's ever won 3, and a couple of and at least one of them of those teams did it twice. When I said it was done like 9 times, I think Pittsburgh did it twice, where they did 2 in a row. And then I think they lost 1, and then I think they won 2 in a row, something like that.
Yeah,
But it's such a big
I don't even
thing.
know the New England statistic, but they were always in it for however many years.
I don't know why I so desperately want them to not do it. If it was another team, I would be like rooting for them probably. But like, I don't know why I want to say. And that's why I think they're going to do it, because I really don't want it.
Because they're in every commercial. Either you have Kelsey,
He's in
Mahomes,
a movie. You see
Reed,
you see Kelsey in a movie.
his podcast.
It's like on the front. No, I'm talking about like he's in a freaking horror movie that's advertised on Apple TV or wherever the hell platform, and you're like, what?
Wait, it's gonna get better.
I talk about getting shit. I wouldn't be giving him the ball if I was the coach.
It's going to be even worse when he's on a new show called Are You Smarter Than a Football
Fifth
Player
grader?
or something?
Oh,
no.
no.
Yeah.
Is he
Are You
really?
Smarter Than a
Is that
Celebrity or
happening?
something like that? Yeah. He's the host. I forget what platform it's on.
No.
I'll get you the right
He's the
name
host?
next week. I literally said it. I said it to myself the other day. Okay, we're going to get into next week's picks, but I said
We're
to
gonna
myself the
have
other
to.
day, I said, who's the worst person who's doing commercials right now? You got all these guys, these athletes doing commercials, and some of them are so bad at it, but some of them are on
But
everything.
You know what? It's
I would do it. I would do anything to make the money that
Yeah.
they're making other commercials. It's just jealousy, petty jealousy.
All right, so the games now this week.
Yep, week 6. We're in week 6. We're pretty much a third of the way through the season, and teams really are showing who they are, but they're also dealing with injuries. All right, Thursday night game. I'm afraid of this game. I won't bet it. I won't touch it. 2 teams. They both lost last week at home.
Yeah.
And the Niners are on the road on Thursday night. -3.5 going to the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know what to think of this game. After a short week, when you lose at home, it's typically bad to go on the road. And when you're at home and you lose the game and you don't have to go on the road, you usually have a better chance of bouncing back, but it's a short week. They were both terrible losses. The Niners, I think they're getting back to a little bit more of the way they play, but they lost that game terribly. It was just a sack that when he threw the ball and he intercepted in the last minute, I think Purdy would have something better to do than just do that. Just throw it away. Have a chance. You gave that game away. You had the lead.
Yeah, that's why I'm going for San Francisco. Sorry.
I know they're in the division together. They play each other twice a year. Seattle has a new coach. I hate to say it, I think, and I'm not teasing games just to get the points. I'm not doing it. So I'm just taking.
I was
the Niners.
thinking about teasing this, but it's Thursday, and that's why I'm not.
I'm taking the Niners on a short week because I just think they do have more talent. I don't know what they're doing on defense. I'm hoping that the Niners actually lose this game. But I'm picking them because I actually think they should win the game. Next game, Jacksonville Jaguars, who finally won a game, are at the Chicago Bears.
Oh, Chicago, the
Chicago
rookie.
-2.5.
Mm-hmm,
That's not a very big spread. Jacksonville won. Are they pumped up? Are they going on a road? They scored a lot of points. I think they scored more points than they have this whole season in that one game. It was like 30-something points that they scored.
I think you're right.
Lawrence had a good day, but they let Indy back in that game. Chicago's got a tougher defense. I think Chicago should be able to win at home with a field goal, but if you're up by a field goal at home, basically they're giving you 3 points. It's a pick-em game. I'm going with the Bears. How about you?
I was thinking about teasing them. I want to tease everything now. I'm gonna.
How'd it work last week with the 6?
Hey, I'm gonna be
4 or 6.
more careful. I did pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna go Chicago as well. I'm not
No
going
tease.
against them. No tease.
Okay, this game, I hate to say because it's with one of my teams. This is just a crap game. It's the Colts. By the way, Richardson is coming back, so Flacco's now on the bench. Richardson should be starting, okay? So he's now the quarterback again. Colts -1 at my Tennessee Titans off of a bye.
Off of a bye. They haven't really done shit. What, they've won one game, Tennessee?
Yeah, so now they're looking like they're coming off a bye, and the Colts are favored, switching back to their original quarterback. Only by 1, though, so they're picking this to be a close game.
I have no clue. Total toss-up for me. I'm going to go with the home team.
I am going with the home team as well.
Tennessee.
I'm going with the Titans. I was considering teasing that to give them 4, but no, I'm just going to keep it the way it is and hope for the best. Okay, this game, the Browns are at the Eagles. And the Eagles are favored by 8.5, and they're coming off a bye. The Browns, they're getting questions about benching the quarterback, Deshaun Watson. They traded for him with all that controversy, and he finally is playing a full season now. And they're talking about, are they going to bench him? What are they doing with him? Should they get rid of him? That's a lot of controversy. Do I think that's going to be up his ass, piss him off because he is a talented guy?
Yeah.
And he wants to play hard? Yeah. Do I think the Eagles coming off a bye should put it all together? Plus, they got a lot of weapons coming back this week. I'm taking the Eagles with my tease, and instead of being +8.5, they're +2.5. So if they win by a field goal, they win. That's my tease.
And I think my tease might be Cleveland. I'm picking Cleveland.
With the tease.
And they're getting 6, so they're getting 14.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that maybe Deshaun Watson, and I don't know. I have no idea why.
I'm writing it down, Bri. I'm writing it down, Bri.
Because if
+14.5 for the Browns.
Yeah, that's one. Because why not? Because I think that Deshaun's going to say, yeah, you thinking about benching me, motherfucker? Come on.
Yeah, the big. Yeah.
Come on.
He definitely will. And then he'll go to massage parlor
Wait.
afterwards.
Are they going to bench him? Is it up in the air?
No. The coach says they're not going to bench him.
Okay, so if they're not benching him, I'm going for that just to see. He'll wake up.
The Cardinals. This is a good game. I got 3 games in a row right here that are all, to me, games of the week. There's only 4 that I would really pay to watch. Cardinals at the Packers. Cardinals last week coming off a win with the Niners. They got a lot of weapons. They got a lot of offense. The Packers, who won last week on the road against the Rams, go home back to Lambeau, and the Packers are favored by 5. Packers are given 5 to the Cardinals. The Cardinals have been in most of their games. They're coming off a win. That quarterback Kyler Murray is so elusive. He's hot and cold this year, but he's just one of those guys you're always afraid of. He's a quarterback that everyone is afraid of because they don't know what to do with him. Sometimes he's so hot passing. Sometimes he's just he scrambles. He's fast. He's a short guy. He gets out of the backfield. Next thing you know, he's 15 yards down the field. So I'm going to go with the Packers -5. I don't really want to. I would like to. This was one of my other ones where I'm like, if the Packers win the game, but I'm too afraid of Kyler Murray actually winning this game, especially after he just won in San Francisco. I'm afraid of him. So I'm just going with the Packers -5. and hope for the best.
Maybe we should be. Maybe I should be making like the picks beforehand, so I'm not hearing all your reasoning because it influences my.
Well, you should make
picks.
the pick then. I have stuff. I did it literally just now.
I know.
I'm
All
literally
right.
picking them right now.
Well,
I write it down and I'm picking them as we go.
Arizona.
Okay. I put a little B next to that, and I know who you picked.
Nope. I'm taking Green Bay. Switching it. They're home. If
Okay.
Arizona was home. Anyway, all right.
All right. Next game. This is a Beltway rivalry. It's the closest thing you're going to get to a Subway Series in Washington. The Commanders
You're right.
going to Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
They're right there. They're
What
within
a
an hour and
game.
a half of each other.
Right there.
Okay. The Ravens are favored by 6.5 because of a game that they pulled out of their ass in Cincinnati.
Let me tell you something right now. Washington all day.
All day.
All day. And let's do it a tease. Let's give them some fucking points.
So you're adding to the... Okay, gotcha.
Because you said Baltimore.
Yeah,
You
Baltimore's favored by 6.5, so you get them 12.5.
Hell yeah. That seems nuts that they are, with Washington being as hot as they are,
Yeah.
Baltimore's home, 6.5 spread. That just doesn't, so yeah.
This game, and once again, I'm picking all this on the fly too. I'm taking the Ravens just to win the game. No tease.
Oh man, I'm going to be so right on that one.
He's ready.
I'm gonna
He's
be
ready.
So good. That's going to be the one. I'm going to be like, I told you.
Next
I don't
game,
fucking know.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Minus 2.5 at New Orleans. This game is a serious question mark. Tampa Bay, minus 2.5 in New Orleans. Tampa left 2 days ago because the storm is hitting Tampa Bay. They're going to New Orleans.
Right.
I don't know what to think. How are they concentrating on football when they don't know what's going on with their houses until Friday and Saturday? What if it's really flooding and they're like, oh, shit, I don't have any place to go home to? This is a crazy game mentally because I'm thinking about it that way.
All right, so you're going for
I
like
also know that
that
the Saints quarterback, I think he's not going to play this week. Derek
not
Carr.
playing.
I think he's hurt. I think
That's
he's
a
out.
big big thing right there.
Yeah. So
So
that's
it's
why the spread's 2.5 and not closer to, because the Saints have a lot of weapons, but if they don't have a quarterback to get it to them, and I'm pretty sure Taysom Hill is still out.
So you don't know who is back up?
I think it's the third stringer.
Well, I'll go Tampa.
I was going to tease this game, but I'm just going Tampa minus 3, and I don't even feel good about that because of what's going on with Tampa.
So far you've only picked. You've had. I think
I've
I have
had
two
one tease,
and I have 2.
You have 2.
Okay.
Okay, next one. This is the Texans, the Houston Texans, minus 7 at the powerful New England Patriots, who, by the way, I think the New England Patriots are putting in the rookie quarterback starting this week, Drake May. He's the guy from North Carolina.
So was he good? You follow?
He was good in
college
North
ball?
Carolina.
Was he somebody that you're like, wow, this kid's got a real future?
I think the Patriots are really disorganized. They got a new coach this year with a rookie quarterback. I think that combination, they couldn't do much with Jacoby Brissett. I'm going with the Texans. This is my tease. Texans minus 1. And if the Texans win the game, I'm okay. This is my second tease.
I think I might do a tease too, but I'm going Patriots.
Okay. He's going.
Patriots.
And the funny thing is,
what?
yeah, it's just funny. The Patriots minus 4. We could possibly win both of our teases.
Exactly. No,
either
we
way, so
definitely
it doesn't
could.
matter.
Yeah.
This is a game that I'm so confused about this line, and I'm so confused about the teams themselves. The Chargers are minus 3, so they're favored on the road at Denver. That's a division game. I think I saw a statistic this week that says Justin Herbert hasn't thrown for higher than 190 yards this season.
Well,
Yeah, he's
is
on
he
the
getting
charts.
a lot of completions? Is the
They're not-
percentage
they
good?
They don't
Meaning,
seem that. I mean, they lost to the Chiefs. They had a 10-0
Well-
lead, and they lost 17-10 to the Chiefs. The first quarter, 10-0. They lost. They didn't do anything for the rest of the game,
right?
and that was in San Diego.
I mean, that happens though.
I know, but what I'm saying is all these games that they played.
Well, I'm going Denver.
Pittsburgh.
Denver's home. They're hot. They're probably due to fall, and that's why I'm picking them.
Yeah, I think this is a division game. I think the Chargers finally have to win one. I'm going with the Chargers, and we're going to move on to the next one. A game that I do not want to watch. I don't even want to see highlights of it. Steelers, minus 3 against the Raiders in Las Vegas. Only thing I want to see after that is the press conference with Mike Tomlin, whatever he says after the game.
Right.
Yeah, I'll know by what he says. I should know, kind of, by what he says if they won the game.
What's their record, Pittsburgh?
The Raiders are in disarray. They're starting
They're
another
3?
quarterback.
Oh man, so they're 3-2-0. So yeah, Pittsburgh's gonna win. and they're going to have a good record. They're going to be doing well like they always freaking do. Pittsburgh. What'd you say the spread was?
Pittsburgh -3.
Yep.
So you teasing this game? You're thinking about it. That's all.
I'm
looking at you.
I'm thinking
saying,
about doing the.
"Ah."
Maybe I should just try to do a 3.
Did you do 3?
tease.
What do you have already? 2.
I thought you wrote them down already.
I did 2.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
That's my tease.
I'm going with Steelers. Oh, tease number 3 for Brian. Tease B. That's it. Okay. Next game, Atlanta Falcons, who,
So
thank
hot.
goodness, they're my hope in this league right now.
Mm-hmm.
-6.5 at the Panthers.
If the Falcons are a team, they need to kick the shit out of the freaking Panthers.
This is a division game. I watch the Falcons all the time. For years and years, they frustrate me because they never win the games they're supposed to win. That's what pisses me off. And they always play down to their competition. I don't know why. This is a division game, but the Panthers, even with Andy Dalton, the Panthers don't look good enough for me to give them any credit. So I'm going with the Falcons. This is my third tease, and this is just a half a point. So it's 6.5. So if the Falcons win it all, I win.
Yeah, I was thinking about making this a 4 tease
It's so easy.
or switching it out.
You realize you had 6 games on the tees. You went 8-5. I had 3 games on my tees. Well, you had 4, and I had 3. And I went 9-4 in a push. And we still didn't. Either one of us still didn't win a tease last week.
Yeah, that's
So
why
let's see what we can do.
It's lame that we're not winning, right?
It's kind of lame, but this year nobody knows what's going on because the Jets were predicted to go to the
Yeah.
to the playoffs.
Hey, it's fun. It's fun.
It's fun
guess.
enough.
All right.
This game I'm scared of. I'm always scared of because it's a team I love against a team I hate, and it never really goes well for me. The Detroit Lions,
Be positive.
-3.5, are on the road against the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, who they didn't play great. They won the game in the rain, but they did not play great.
the
Dak
rain
only
stuff.
played good at the very, very end, and that's it. The rest of the game was not good. So I'm hoping that continues. I'm afraid to pick this game. I'm picking the Lions because I love them.
This could be a good tease too, but I'm going to go with Dallas.
Dallas Cowboys. Okay.
I'm only doing it to kind of mix things up and pull up again, with you.
Yeah, I know. Gotcha. Okay. The Bengals, -3.5 at the New York Giants, who just came off a big win on the road, and the Bengals lost a heartbreaker that they should have won.
Right.
The Bengals have 1 victory.
And that's why I'm picking the Bengals.
Okay.
All right.
It's a Sunday night game. It's
It
a
is.
night game in New York. My question is this. Sunday night, I don't even know the schedule. I want to look it up to see. Are the Yankees still playing? Are the Mets still playing? How crazy is it going to be? How packed is this place going to be?
Right.
I don't know if I can go with these freaking Bengals. I don't trust them.
I don't
They
trust
blow
them
everything.
either.
But they have an offense because Burrow's doing great. So I'm going with the Bengals, hoping that they cover that half a point. I think the Bengals should win by a field goal, and it's 3.5. I hate the half points. I never try and pick bets that are half a point ever.
Right.
And we're picking everything, so it doesn't matter. We have no choice. But I try and go with something that's a solid point. The next game is the game of the week for you, no matter how you look
Yeah,
at it.
Absolutely.
Buffalo Bills are at the New York Jets.
I'm taking Buffalo. Buffalo, baby.
Buffalo, he's doing the reverse psychology.
There you go.
Buffalo is -2.5 on the road against the Jets, who just canned their coach, and I believe the interim coach right now is their defensive coordinator. They have a decent defense. Now, what makes that interesting? Oh, they're not going to promote the offensive coordinator. Why? Because who's the offensive coordinator? Aaron Rodgers. He's doing
Right.
it all himself anyway. So if they did
And is
that,
he
there'd be a
doing
power
poorly?
struggle.
What's the deal? Like, has he been doing it and then
He's
doing
been
it
shitting
poorly?
the bed. That's it. Aaron Rodgers has been shitting the bed. The last 2 games should have been victories. You drive him down the field, you do something. That's what you brought him in for. That's why he's the
lot of
multi-million-dollar
sacks, though,
man.
right?
A lot of sacks.
Tons. He's not
Get rid of
let-
the ball
that-
early. Get rid
yeah,
of the ball
it's very
quick.
True.
He's the one calling the plays at the line.
Right.
He's the one. They may make suggestions. He's the one calling the plays at the line. If you see a sack come, he's been in the league too long.
Right.
It doesn't matter when Green Bay had shit lines, he still got rid of the ball. Now he's older, he can't do it as fast, but he's got to recognize that. I'm going
What?
with the Jets. And the reason why I'm going with the
You're gonna
Jets.
you got to shut up about them though. Like you can't be like, they screwed me again. The
No, this is
fucking
not
Jets."
a tease.
You're
I
doing
don't
it
care.
to yourself.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jets only for one reason.
What?
I think it's like a 20% bump when the new coach comes in and they fire a coach halfway through the season. I think I heard something a long time ago that
You
when
think?
coaches
I know.
get fired, the team rises up for the new coach because they want to see, we could do this. It was our coach. See, we can pull together.
Right.
So, do I honestly think Aaron Rodgers has it in him to pull together against the Bills? I think the Bills are such a powerhouse team. You know what? Scratch that. I'm going with the Bills. I'm going for them to buck the trend about that 20% bump.
Yeah.
I'm going for the Bills.
Go for the Bills. And you know what? And it's good because I hope Josh Allen I hope that he's okay long term, but
You hope he's knocked out of the game.
I hope
He's
he
not
has
playing this game.
problems. I hope he plays in the game, but I hope there's issues that they discover. Because if the Jets did win and it's not against Allen, it's not a win.
Like you remember
It's bullshit.
last season, the first game of the year, Aaron Rodgers got knocked out only a few plays in,
Yeah.
and it was against Buffalo. And even though Aaron Rodgers wasn't in the game and they couldn't do shit, they still won because of that defense. So maybe the defensive coordinator, maybe whatever he's going to do, schemes or whatever, I don't know. It seems like they're still missing pieces. There's a lot going on. Sauce Gardner sat out of the game for a little while. They didn't know if he was hurt or just frustrated with the calls and the refs. You can't do that as a defender in the league. You can't just say, I can't play right now. I'm just getting too frustrated. So
Right.
it was very weird. He was out of the game for a little while. So I don't know. I'm going with the Bills. That's how I'm leaving it.
There you go.
I got my 3 teases. You have anywhere from 3 to 6.
I only have 3
You have
teasers.
3. You have 3. But we got to go.